Okay, thank you. Okay, na? So you can mark these points with a different notation. Like for example, if we have already done 1, 2, 3, 4, then you can mark these point as A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D illa abdina, you can mark this point as A, B, C, D. And also you can mark the top points. So this particular point can be called as B dash of A dash. Okay, since it is a pyramid, we can have A, B, C, D. If it is a prism, you can name it as E of G H, or else different notation. You can provide different notations. So this particular point can be called as C dash of D dash. Okay, it's clear? Is there any doubt up to this? And also, at the end of your problem, you may note it down that you have to create a sectional top view, and also you have to create the true shape of your diagram. Okay, so what is meant by true shape? What is the meaning of true shape first? What is the meaning of true shape? True na enappa? True na யாருக்கும் தெரியாதா? Okay, roll number 22.
The original shape.
Original shape. Okay, so we have to draw the original shape of your cutting surface, because this cutting surface is an inclined line. Okay, this cutting surface is an inclined line. If you are looking from your top view position, only you can able to see the contracted surface. So அப்போ உனக்கு எப்போ cutting surface full-ஆ தெரியும்? You have to look perpendicular towards the cutting surface. Okay, so you have to look only at the perpendicular position for your cutting surface. So you have to project these two corners. So this is the first corner B dash of A dash, and this is the second corner of C dash of D dash. So you have to project these two corners towards the perpendicular angle. That means in the inclined line 30-degree inclined line perpendicular ஒரு line create பண்ணணும். So this angle should be 90-degree. So this is common for all kind of problems. And also you have to project another one more line from C dash of D dash with an angle of 90-degree towards the sectional plane. Okay, is it clear? And after doing that, you have to create an imaginary line that should be parallel to your sectional plane. So here the imaginary line is not created, so it will be available in your problem. So like this. So you have to create an imaginary line, so that imaginary line should not touches your solid. So like this. So you have to create your imaginary line. So this line, this particular line should be parallel to your sectional plane. Okay, so this particular line should be parallel to your sectional plane. Okay, so I'm going to erase this line right now. I will discuss about this imaginary line in our problem. Okay, so ஒரு imaginary line create பண்ண மாதிரி assume பண்ணிக்கோங்க. So after doing that, you have to measure the distance of these 4 points from reference line. So you have to measure the distance of A and B and C and also D. Okay, so you have to measure the distance of this particular point A. So this is the distance. Okay, so after measuring this distance, you can create an arc from the imaginary line towards this vertical plane. அதாவது இந்த A பாயிண்ட்டுக்கு நம்ம ஒரு ப்ரொஜெக்ஷன் கொடுத்துருப்போம்ல, அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல வச்சு ஒரு கட் பண்ணுங்க, ஒரு ஆர்க். So after doing that, please measure the distance of the reference line towards this point B with your compass. So after measuring this distance, please look at your sectional plane. So you'll be having a point called B. So you can create an arc from the imaginary line towards this vertical line. Since it is not a vertical line, actually it is a 90-degree perpendicular line. Okay. And after that, you have to measure the distance from the reference line towards point C. So you have to measure this distance. Then you'll be having a point called C dash. So you can place your compass at the imaginary line. Then you can create your arc like this. Okay. Then after that, you can measure the distance of reference line towards point D. Then you can create an arc like this. So you'll be having 4 points right now. So you can connect these 4 points with your dark inclined lines. Okay. So this particular shape will be called as true shape. And also with that, you have to create a sectional line in this true shape. Like this. So உள்ள create பண்ணிருக்காங்கல sectional lines. So இந்த மாதிரி நீ create பண்ணணும். This is the procedure for creating a sectional diagram. Okay. So now I'm moving to solve the first problem. Before that, we'll be having a number of conditions. Okay. So number of conditions for creating this sectional plane. So right now I have told you that you'll be having a distance from reference line and also you'll be having a inclined angle. சில ப்ராப்ளம்ல அது ரெண்டுமே இல்லாம இருக்கும். So there will be a procedure. So these are all the procedures. Okay. So it is a cone. So this one is a first diagram and this one is a second diagram and this one is the third diagram and this one is fourth and this one is fifth and this one is sixth. Okay. I'm going to explain one by one. Okay, so first diagram, it is a cone. So from the 3D projection itself, you can able to understand that first diagram is a cone. So here we have condition like that, sectional plane through apex. That means this particular point will be called as apex. So the sectional plane should pass us through the apex. That is what the condition. Okay, so we have created a sectional plane that is passing through the apex. அப்ப நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா மேஜர் போர்ஷனை நம்ம அப்படியே டயக்ராமா வச்சுக்கிட்டோம், மைனர் போர்ஷனை ரிமூவ் பண்ணிட்டோம். So your 3D diagram will look like this. Okay, so next diagram is also a cone. Okay, the second diagram. So here sectional plane passes through the generators. So what is called generator? So this line is a one generator and this line is also another generator. So this sectional plane passes through your generators. That means it should passes through the 2 generators. So we have created a sectional line that is passing through 2 generators. Similar to that, here please read out the third condition, sectional plane parallel to n generator. So we are having 2 generators. So your sectional plane should be parallel to any one of the generator. So please look at this. So what is the angle for this line? It is equal to the angle for the sectional plane also. So after creating this sectional plane, your 3D view will look like this. And similar to that, please look at your second diagram. After doing that, after removing this portion, your 3D diagram will look like this. Okay, so the fourth condition is that sectional plane parallel to the axis. So what is meant by axis? So this is our axis. Okay, so this sectional plane is also parallel to the axis. So in these conditions, they will provide the distance value from the generator. For example, in our third condition, they will provide a distance of, it is parallel to 10 mm parallel. So you'll be having a distance of 10 mm. So you have to create this distance with the 10 mm gap. Similar to that, here also you'll be having some more conditions like it is parallel to axis with a distance of 5 mm. So you have to create this distance with the help of 5 mm. Then your 3D diagram will look like a hyperbola. Okay, and the fifth condition is that cylinder. Okay, so the sectional plane passes through the generators. Okay, so for a cylinder also we are having two generators. So the sectional plane should touches the two generators. So இது மட்டும் கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க, இது கூட சில வேல்யூஸும் சேர்த்து கொடுப்பாங்க. That we will discuss in our problem. Okay, so the sixth condition is that square pyramid. Okay, so here the sectional plane passes through all slant edges. That means we are having 4 slant edges for a square pyramid. So the sectional plane should touches, that means passes through all the slant edges. So you have to create your sectional plane like this, then only it will cut all these slant edges like this. So here we are having 4 corners, right? That means it cut all these slant edges. Okay, so these are all the 6 major conditions, and we will continue with our problem. Okay, so initially our problem will look like this. That means up to this. Okay, so up to this, இதை வரைக்கும் நீ மட்டும் ரீட் பண்ண அப்படின்னா செகண்ட் யூனிட்டுக்கும் தேர்ட் யூனிட்டுக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸே இருக்காது. Okay, so you will have a word called sectional plane. Section plane. So if you read this word, then you can able to say that this particular problem belongs to third unit. Otherwise, if you read this problem, you can able to say that this problem belongs to second unit. Okay, so initially what you have to do, you have to create the basic front view and top view. So for that, please read out this problem. It is a square prism, okay, of base side 30 mm and axis 60 mm long. Okay, so we have the base side values and also we have the height values, and rest with base on HP. So please read out this on HP. So your top view will look like a square. So we have to create a square on the top view. Okay, and one of its rectangular face inclined at 30 degree to VP. So please remember this as a, please consider this as a reference line. You should not create a square like this, because any one of the rectangular face is inclined at 30 degree to VP. So if you create a square like this, then this is a rectangular face. Okay, and also this is another one more rectangular face. So our condition is that inclined at 30 degree to VP. So if we create like this, then we can able to say that one rectangular base is parallel to VP, and also we can able to say that one rectangular base is perpendicular. So our condition is that we have to create this square that should be inclined at 30 degree to VP. So this is what our top view. For example, this one is our reference line. You have to create one rectangular face that should have a 30 degree inclination. நான் ஏன் இந்த எட்ஜை வந்து rectangular face ன்னு சொல்றேன்? Because if you are looking from the top view position, this rectangular face, okay, this rectangular face will look like a edge. இந்த edge மட்டும் தான் தெரியும் இந்த rectangular faceல. So that only I am calling this edge as a rectangular face. So this is a wrong diagram and this one is the right diagram. Okay, so you have to create a reference line and you have to create an inclined line with an angle of 30 degree. Then you can create your square. So the value of the square should be 30 mm. Okay, so after that, please project these each and every corner towards the front view position. So before that, you can name each and every corner with a notation of A of 1, B of 2, C of 3, and D of 4. Then you can project all the corners towards the top view, and also with that you have to project the axis also, because initially you have to create the axis. So please create the axis with a height of 60 mm, then close all the projections. Okay, I already told you that please don't create dark lines initially. Use only 2H pencil. So after finalizing the true shape, then you can highlight all the lines. Okay. Now please have a look at this. Since it is a corner, since it is a square, you will be having 4 corners. We have already projected 2 corners. This corner, it is visible in the front view position. So you can create a dark line. So that means you can create a continuous line. Then this corner is not visible. So you have to create a dotted line for this corner like this. Okay. So you can create a continuous line for B of 2, but you have to create only dotted line for D of 4. So in the diagram, highlight agla theriyudha clear. So it is not highlighted. Okay. Then you can provide the notations like A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. So D dash is not visible. So you have to mention D dash within bracket. Then 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, and 4 dash should be within bracket. Okay. So after creating this front view and top view, so it is similar to our previous second unit. For all kind of sectional diagrams, front view and top view is similar to our previous second unit. Okay, so examsல sectional planes கேக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னா நீ இது வரைக்கும் draw பண்ணி வச்சே அப்படின்னா அதாவது ஒரு normal front view and top view draw பண்ணி வச்சே அப்படின்னா you will be get only less than half mark. For example, if it is a 20 mark problem, you will get 8 marks for this. Okay, so at last, if in case at last உனக்கு time பத்தல அப்படின்னா please try to draw the front view and top view itself. உனக்கு ஒரு half mark ஆவது கிடைக்கும். Time இல்ல அப்படின்னா. So after creating this, please read out the next procedures. So next question, a sectional plane perpendicular to VP. So if it is perpendicular to VP, you'll be having an inclined angle for HP. So the inclination of this sectional plane is 60 degree to HP. So you have to create a sectional line. So the angle of this sectional line should be 60 degree. Either you can like this or else you can create a section line like this. So it is depends upon the rest conditions. So please inclined at 60 degree to HP, cut the axis of the prism at a point 20 mm from its top end. Just a minute. Sorry, this one's okay. So you have to create your sectional plane with an angle of 60 degree. Okay. So you can create a inclined plane with an angle of 60 degree. Then please read out the rest conditions. Cut the axis of the prism at a point 20 mm from its top end. So this is our axis, right? This one is our axis. Okay, so please read out this again. Cut the axis of the prism at a point 20 mm from its top end. So this one is the top end and this one is the bottom end. Okay, so the distance between this sectional plane and the top end should be 20 mm. So this gap should be 20 mm. Okay, so this gap should be 20 mm. So initially you have to create the point from the top end. Okay, so please create a 20 mm from the top end. So like this. So this is our 20 mm distance from the top point. So please highlight this point. Okay, that means ஒரு point மட்டும் create பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Okay, so after doing that, you can create this inclined sectional plane with an angle of 60 degree. Either you can create a line like this, or else you can create a line like this. But the angle of this particular line should be 60 degree. Either this angle or else either this angle. So you can create a horizontal line like this. So this horizontal line should be parallel to the reference line. So after creating this horizontal line, you can erase this horizontal line finally. So it is not a component line, or else it is not a sectional line. So you can erase this horizontal line. Okay, so after creating this horizontal line, you can take your protractor, then you can mark the 60 degree inclination. Okay, you can create a 60 degree inclination, then you can join this point, and also it should pass us through the 20 mm point. Okay, so you can mark the 20 mm point, then you can create the cutting plane with an angle of 60 degree. Okay, na? Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay. Now please look at the diagram. The sectional plane is cutting all the major surfaces. All the major surfaces of your top surface. Only this portion is left out. That means there is no cutting surface on this surface. Okay, and you have to mark the cutting points. So here we are having a cutting point at this, and this is another one more cutting point, and for an axis also we are having a cutting point. So this is a cutting point, and this is also another one more cutting point, and this is also another one more cutting point. So we are having 5 cutting points. Okay, so what's our next procedure? You have to project these 5 cutting points towards the top view. Okay, you can project this cutting point towards top view. So before that, please locate the position of the cutting point. So where it is located? So in the cutting point, enga located the first cutting point. It is located exactly at the line A dash of 1 dash. So you have to project this cutting point up to A dash of 1 dash. So in top view, it will look like A of 1. So you can project up to A of 1. So it is already projected. So this is a cutting point. And what is this? This cutting point is projected, should be projected up to D of 4. So it is already projected. So please don't project this, because we are having a dotted line at this place. I'm just explaining the procedure. So please don't project this line. It is already projected. So this is another one more cutting point. And axis is a vertical line, so it will look like a point. So you don't have to project up to the center point. So that is not necessary. And this cutting point, this 4th cutting point, is available at B dash of 2 dash. So you can project up to this point. So it is already projected. So please look at this particular point, the 5th point. So it is very, very important. So where it is located? This particular 5th point, where it is located. So it is actually located at B to C, okay, and also C to D. So it is not a single line, because it is a front view. You can't be able to see whether it is a single line or else 2 line. We are having 2 lines. One is B to C and another one is C to D. So you have to project this cutting point towards B to C and also C to D. So from B to C, it is touching at this place. So please make a note of it. And C to D, it is touching at this point. So you have to create a vertical line for this 2 point. Then you can create your sectional lines. Okay. After doing that, you can highlight these front view surfaces. So we have removed the top surface. Okay. So only this particular diagram should be highlighted. Okay. Then you can create a line for these 2 points. Then after that, you can create a sectional lines with an angle of 45 degree and with a distance of 2 mm. So it should be a equal distance like this. So in the particular surface la மட்டும் தான் உன்னோட cutting plane touch ஆகுது. இந்த surface la touch ஆகல because there is no sectional surface at this point. Okay, you can create a line like this. Then you can create the neckline points. So you can mark this as P, Q, R, S. Okay, P, Q, R, S, T. Then you can create the sectional lines. So now you have created the sectional top view. Okay, so after doing that, please remember one thing. You have to create the true shape also. Okay, so please read out this problem. Draw the sectional top view and the true shape of the section. That means you have to create an imaginary line. That imaginary line should be parallel to the sectional line. So this is the sectional line, right? So this imaginary line should be parallel to the sectional line. That means the angle of this imaginary line should also have a 60-degree angle. Okay, so I have created an imaginary line, imaginary reference line. So that line can be marked as x1, y1. It should not touches the component. So this is the component extreme end. So it should not touches the component. Okay, clear? So after doing that, you can project all the required points. That means you can project P dash with a perpendicular line, and also you can project T dash with a perpendicular line, and also you can project Q dash with a perpendicular line. Then here we are having 2 points that can be marked as R dash of F dash, S dash. Okay, so we are having 5 cutting points. So one is P and another one is Q, and this one is R, and this one is S, and this one is T. Similar to that, you are having 5 points on 5 notations on the front view. So P dash, T dash, Q dash, R dash, and S dash. So now we have 4 perpendicular lines. So next, what you can do, you have to measure the distance between the reference line towards P dash. You can measure this distance. Okay, then you can mark the distance from the imaginary reference line towards this vertical line. So this particular point can be marked as P or else P1. So please mark it as P1. Then you can measure the distance between the reference line towards T. Then you can mark the T1 from this imaginary reference line towards T. So this can be marked as T1. Then similar to that, you can measure the distance between the reference line towards Q. Then you can mark from the imaginary reference line towards this perpendicular line. This can be marked as Q1. Similar to that, you can mark the distance between this reference line towards R and S. So you can mark these points. Then you can join these points with the inclined lines like this. So this is what our true shape. So after creating this true shape, you should create the sectional lines with an angle of 45 degree and with a distance of 2 mm. Okay, to project all the points, and you have to measure the distance between this reference line towards the particular point. So this is what the distance. Then you can mark the same distance at this place. So you'll be getting 5 points. And also you can connect these 5 points with a line. Then you have to create the sectional lines. Is it clear? Any doubts? This problem should be submitted within Thursday, because Wednesday வரைக்கும் நமக்கு ஆல்ரெடி ஒரு ஸ்லாட் இருக்கு, ஒரு அசைன்மெண்ட் இருக்கு. அதனால இந்த ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் மட்டும் Thursday சப்மிட் பண்ணுங்க. கம்பல்சரி முடிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் நீங்க இப்போ ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. இன்னைக்கே ட்ரா பண்ணீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் ஆகும். Okay, any doubts? Okay, Kana. I think I can't able to download the attendance. There is a problem in the meet attendance collector. Please mention your attendance and you can leave this meet part. Roll number 1. Attendance சொல்லிட்டு வெளியில போய்க்குங்க. 2. Roll number 2.
2%, sir.
Okay. 3.
3%, sir.
Continuous சொல்லுங்கப்பா.
4%, sir.
5%, sir.
6%, sir.
7. 7 absent. 8. 8 absent. 9.
9%, sir.
10%, sir.
11%, sir.
12%, sir.
13%, sir.
14%, sir.
15%, sir. 16%, sir.
17%, sir.
18%, sir.
19%, sir.
20%, sir.
21%, sir. 22%, sir. 23%, sir. 24%, sir.
25. 25 absent. 26.
26%, sir.
27%, sir.
28%, sir. 29%, sir.
30%, sir. 31%, sir. 32%, sir.
33%, sir.
34%, sir. 35%, sir.
36%, sir.
28%, sir.
39. Absent. 40.
40%, sir.
41%, sir.
42%, sir.
43.
43%, sir.
Okay, ba.
44%, sir.
43%, sir.
46%, sir.
47%, sir.
48%, sir.
49%, sir. 50%, sir. 51%, sir. 52%, sir.
53%, sir. 54%, sir. 55%, sir.
56%, sir.
57%, sir. 58%, sir.
Okay, absent is our roll number 7, 8, 25, 39.
Sir, 8%, sir.
Okay. Oh, 7, 25, and 39. 3 members. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.